USHL is back at the NHL draft here 2016 from Buffalo, New York at the First Niagara Center. The USHL had 37 draft picks coming out of their league and their alumni as well last year, and they're looking forward to another great draft here from Buffalo, New York. Brian Tosti here along with Rob Sanderson. And Rob, it's going to be a good draft. We're already looking at the #1 overall pick. It's an alumni from the USHL and Austin Matthews.
Of course, Austin Matthews had a great career in the USHL with Team USA. Last season, he started his pro career in Switzerland. Obviously expected to be the first overall pick by the Toronto Maple Leafs tomorrow night here in Buffalo. And of course, as round one goes on, more and more USHL players expected to be taken.
Now, Rob, we look towards the National Development Program. Two guys who played on the same line, Clayton Keller, Kiefer Bellows, two guys who are expected to go as very high picks. They're very highly touted prospects. Keller and Bellows, just unbelievable talents.
Of course, both committed to Boston University. Keller a centerman, and Bellows right behind him. Probably will be real close to each other in the draft board. Bellows, a year ago, the USHL Rookie of the Year, won a Clark Cup in Sioux Falls. Those two have had just tremendous chemistry all year in Plymouth, and it'll be interesting to see how high they go on Friday night.
And if you've seen those two play together, they're dynamic. You look at Bellows as just an unbelievable one-timer. I believe clocked over 90 miles per hour right off his stick. So unbelievable when you look at those two guys, and what they've been able to do on and off the puck for the NTDP this season has been pretty impressive.
Yeah, we're looking to see how their game transitions to college and further on. Of course, a lot of teams very interested in both of those two, and we mentioned Boston U, going to be happy to get both of those guys together, bring that chemistry on from the USHL to college.
A lot of development still to come for those two players. Projected to go in the first round, and we look at another highly touted prospect in Wade Allison. Boy, just a phenomenal player. He wins playoff MVP. He also wins the Clark Cup with the Tri-City Storm out of Manitoba, and again, he's just a strong workhorse type of player.
You mentioned the boy off the farm in Manitoba. What a playoff run he had for the Tri-City Storm. I mean, just putting up points left and right. He took over that final series for the Storm to win the Clark Cup, and I think his draft stock rose so much in just about a week's time there. Not to discount anything he did earlier in the year or earlier in the playoffs, but Allison has certainly, like I said, rose his stock, and we're going to be interested to see if maybe he could even get into the first or the second round.
Well, and you look at Wade Allison as well. He's the top of the top. He won top prospects and MVP, the USHL NHL top prospects game. He was phenomenal in that game. He was phenomenal in the playoffs, and we look for big things out of Wade Allison.
Obviously, Allison just had a tremendous year, and then you look even further on from that. Maybe behind him, a Cameron Morrison out of Youngstown. What a tremendous year he had, following in the footsteps of Kyle Connor and what he did a year ago with the Youngstown Phantoms, and many more players. Obviously, as the draft goes on, it's going to be very interesting. But I think last year was a record-breaking year for the USHL, and obviously a lot of prospects here are going to be in Buffalo this weekend, looking to get their name called.
So we're here in Buffalo for the 2016 NHL Draft. Day 1 is coming up soon, but we've also got Day 2, and that's when we start to look at some other prospects as well. Max Zimmer, Tanner Lesinski, two players that we expect to be highly touted prospects, and you are familiar with both of those guys.
Oh, for sure. Max Zimmer had a tremendous year with the Chicago Steel. He is expected to go to University of Wisconsin this fall, and could be in the mix for maybe a third-round pick somewhere around there. You mentioned Tanner Lesinski, his second year eligible here at the NHL Draft. Spent most of his career in Chicago, an Illinois native, and then, of course, was traded to Lincoln for a playoff run as well, and his stock just really rose. What a playmaker, just dynamic with the stick. Both of those two guys should hear their names this weekend. I think so. And then obviously many other guys, including some Bloomington Thunder players as well.
All right, 2016 NHL Draft from Buffalo, New York. It's coming up Friday and Saturday. Stay tuned to USHL.com for the picks as they roll in. We're not fortune tellers. We can't tell you exactly who's going to get picked and where, so stay tuned for your favorite players and also your favorite team to see how many players go. We had 37 last year. We're looking forward to a lot more. As always, Brian Tosti alongside me, Rob Sanderson. We'll see you next time.